So I'm having a chat with Darren Kiely. How are you?
I'm great. How's it going?
Not too bad. Yeah, thanks so much. So, big news is you've just released your new EP. For those who haven't heard it yet, tell us a little bit about the EP.
So the EP is called From the Dark. There's six tracks. It's a folk folk rock type record. Just about kind of that phase in life where you're just in a darker place. There's probably one happy song, which is Ocean. And that's I think that's my only really happy song that I've released so far. So hopefully that's a sign of things to come. But yeah, I think it just reflects um struggling in life and trying to figure out a way out of that space with just that little bit of there's a little bit of hope in there. I think so. It's not all doom and gloom.
And the sound you've made with this EP, was it the sound that you wanted to create, or is it simply just how it turned out?
Um, I think that's kind of I think it's a maybe a development on releases before the EP, and I think I had an idea of what I wanted to sound like, and then just in the studio, I think it found its own way. Definitely, the From the Dark song was probably not how I'd imagined would end up sounding, but it just felt right. And a nice contrast to kind of the other songs on the EP.
Nice. And you've been out on the road doing some touring. How was the live shows you've done already?
It was great. Yeah, we're in a couple of weeks ago. I was in Ireland and the UK and a few shows in Europe, and yeah, I mean that's I think my favorite thing. I love writing, but it's nice to I think when you sit with the songs for so long, it's nice to be able to play them live and see what happens. It feels magic to me at least. So yeah, it was great to see the faces of people who are listening too. That's always interesting.
Yeah, most definitely. And you've got loads of touring coming up as well over the course of this year and next year as well. I bet you can't wait to be doing more shows.
Yeah, I mean it's so exciting that this time last year I didn't have a ton of shows booked, so to be to have all the stuff in Ireland and the UK and Europe kind of organized as far as mid March next year is it's kind of nuts. But great, very exciting, and yeah.
Yeah, any dates on these tours that are coming up that you just really cannot wait to go and play?
I always love going back home. I think I was just played two shows in Dublin, so to play the Olympia there would be great. To play, yeah, all the ones in Ireland, the UK. I mean, there's just an energy there that I probably haven't found um in other places. It's kind of just this. It's like I feel like over here, definitely in the US, it's more of a listening crowd, whereas like everybody listens in Ireland and the UK, but there's that like just that rawness, I think, that I guess I can relate to because I'm from there. And it always feels no matter where you are, you just feel like you're at home a little bit, which is nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got US dates, Europe dates, UK dates as well. Are you hoping to be going even further afield, maybe Asia or Australia, that sort of way?
Yeah, I mean, who knows? This time last year, I didn't even, I didn't really think of. I mean, there was a dream. I hoped that I would get to play in all these places. So who knows? I'd love to. I'd play anywhere. Maybe it's dangerous for whoever's in those places, but yeah, I'd happily go to those places when it makes sense, and hopefully the music can take me there.
Yeah, nice. And I'd like to talk a little bit about the writing side of things as well. So for you, how do tracks normally start off?
I mean, it varies. I'm in Nashville right now, so sometimes it comes from just a session with other writers. Other times it's at random moments where you're just you might be just chilling out around the house and some sort of idea comes to you, and some songs were written in an hour and a half, and other songs took weeks of coming back to them at random times to get them finished. So I kind of went from having one process of sitting there and trying to find something to kind of just allowing whatever way a song will come to happen. So I'm trying to write in a ton of different ways, I think.
Yeah, and is it normally a lyric or a vocal melody that kind of sparks the track, or does it vary?
Usually it's a melody. Usually it's some sort of melody that gives a feeling, and then I think subconsciously allowing yourself to say whatever that melody or whatever that kind of feeling emotes, I think, from there. That's usually how it works for me, I think.
Yeah, nice. And as you're fairly new to the music world, I'd like to find out what made you do this in the first place.
I was in college. I was studying, and I was heading towards that 9 to 5 life, and I just something just didn't agree with me about it. I didn't really feel a sense of purpose, and I guess kind of lockdown and COVID and all that happened, and I had a lot more time to just sit there and not move around and not have life going at 100 miles an hour. And that's when I think I started writing and just singing a ton, and it just was everything I was kind of searching for at that time. And that was really, I just kept doing more of it. I had no intention that it was going to be a career, 3 or 4 years later, but I just loved it, and I just kind of kept going from there, kept doing more of what I loved. Really, there was no initial intent that it was going to be, a career on the road or
Mm.
writing songs or releasing music. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. And you must have some aspirations of things you want to achieve. If you had to pick one thing that you really have to do in your music career, what would it be?
I'd love to play Red Rocks in just outside Denver. I'd love
Mm.
that venue has been. I've watched so many YouTube videos of bands and artists playing there, and I've been there once, and that feels like a magical place to go and play.
Yeah, nice. Darren, it's been a pleasure having a chat with you.
Likewise, thanks a million for your time.